What's up, players? Welcome to Chiptooth Gaming's E3 2019 coverage. I'm your host, Mike Double D Doherty, and alongside me today is the nasty Shawn So Nasty.
What's up, y'all? Back at it again.
We're here. It's not 11 o'clock at night.
It's not.
We're going to be covering day 2 and day 3.
We live in the daytime.
Here we go. But we jump into Ubisoft right now.
Okay, Ubisoft.
So Ubisoft, well, your thoughts on their conference overall?
It was very informative, especially on their future plans with a lot of their games. Division, it got me hyped for Division again. How'd you feel about it?
I felt like this was more updates, and I feel like that's the theme in this E3 is updates, just like we saw from Bethesda and Square Enix is the only one that, I mean, they give some updates to games, but like not like they don't really have anything out.
How do you feel about like it just being updates?
It's unfortunate because it takes out a lot of the hype that is E3, because E3, you know, even though it's like cool updates on some of them, like I'm a big Rainbow fan, but they need to see a lot of the Rainbow updates. Yeah. It's just, I like the new stuff, right? I like the punches. I like and one more thing. It's fucking Uncharted 5.
You know, at first I was against it, but like after thinking about it a little bit, I like the update factor because it kind of stops this trending game kind of situation. Kind of like, okay, this is still happening for this game, so if you bought it before, you know, this is coming. Get on it, and I like that. You know, it kind of makes me be able to finish my backlog.
I get it because we're going toward games as services a lot of times now, especially the Rainbow going as long as it is. There are plans for Division going as long as it is, and even things like the single player story ones like Kingdom Hearts are getting updates, right? So it's like. Right. They want to build value for the games that you're buying at $60 a pop, right? But at the same time, it's not E3 though. Like E3 is hype, and
I mean there were some new announcements of some games and services.
Yeah, absolutely. There was some stuff, and some of the stuff was cool, and across all the conferences, it was sprinkled in like really cool announcement, really cool announcement, really cool announcement between all this mud. And I felt like that's what this was, and I felt like Ubisoft was the victim of mud because they started off really, really strong. They started with Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah.
Which, very cool concept. I don't know how it's going to work, though.
I don't know how it's going to work. Like, I feel like the story's going to have to definitely follow, like, a directive because...
I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
This is what happened pretty much with most Ubisoft titles titles that they've announced at E3. They go... Look at this super grand thing that we're doing. Look at all this cool features. It's going to have this, this, and this, and this. And then you get the game, and just like we were talking about with EA traditionally doing that as well, you get the game, and it's not that at all, right? You can get anybody in the city to come join your Legion. But in reality, I bet you there's like a bunch of carbon copies of the same person, right?
Yeah.
I bet you like... that granny is in there like 50 times to fill up the world with the
sure.
Same story, same everything, right?
Exactly.
So it's like, what are we really getting? It reminds me of like when they fill the cities in video games, and it's like 3 people, but they're just like multiplied with different like outfits. I feel like that's gonna be the same thing with this.
They kind of made it look like each character you can be is a little like individualism to them, like, you know, some are sports players, you know.
That's what they're saying, but I think in reality, I don't think we're gonna get that. I mean, think of how large a open world game is and how many people you need to fill that city. Yeah. I mean, unless there's 50 people walking around the city.
I mean, I think it's possible. It's crushing. I'm worried about the story. Because if you can be everyone, then we're not following the story of one protagonist at that point, you know? I feel like we're going to follow a direction. Though. Not really.
Yeah, because the AI guy.
The AI guy?
Yeah. He's kind of the protagonist.
I guess if you look at it like that, that's true.
He's like the recruiter, and then it's cool because it's, I mean, the story does sound interesting, and it is, I do like the idea of, like, building your super team. Like, you can pick, like, your team of people. I can pick my team of people. Yeah, you could do, a team of all grandmas, or you could do, like, a team of, like, all, like, biker boys, or, like, some shit like that, hipsters, whatever. So that's what's cool about it, but again, how's this get, again, no game, like, I guess we did get gameplay, but...
There's some gameplay.
I'm not sold yet because again I've seen this with Ubisoft before. I remember Watch Dogs 1. this grandiose thing, right? And then when we got it, it was like, well, this is a lot of copy and paste throughout this.
Yeah. It's a lot of the same stuff you got to walk around and do. A lot of shit looked the same. But I mean, the game was fun. It was an enjoyable game, but just the concepts weren't really like taken out there.
And that's the hard thing about this because it was I think probably the most interesting thing in that press conference because it was new.
Yeah,
it was they're showing a lot of it.
Yeah,
and they have an interesting idea for it. But again, that's the hard thing about E3, especially when you don't show a ton of gameplay. It's like, well, how well is this gonna work? I mean, they did show gameplay, like I said, but.
I forget.
In a realistic setting, I remember when Rainbow Six Siege came out and they showed gameplay. That shit did not look at all what it looks like now. Like, again, dialed back, right, for like the grander scale.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if this is gonna be the game that we get in 2020, right?
I'm not sure. I was asking you. I forgot if they put a release date on Watch Dogs.
Never mind. I think 2020.
2020 just to be safe. Everything said 2020, so 2020.
It's stacked year. And then we got into, I'm not going to go like in like the order they announced everything, but good. One thing that caught my mind, my eyes, Rainbow Six Quarantine.
It looked interesting. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know what it was going to be about.
New Rainbow Six game. Let's go. And it's it's online co-op and yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, so it's a survival first person shooter where I guess you're quarantined and you're trying to survive within that area.
There wasn't a whole lot of information on it, so I'm not entirely sure if it's like that area. They're trying to revolutionize PvE like they did PvP, which is the first thing they said, which is awesome because fucking Rainbow Six is great. Also, they're using the same operatives. So there's some operatives, like the two people who walk in are two operatives from Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, see, I don't play Rainbow Six,
so
this is all news to me.
It's super cool to see them kind of be like, run with that theme of like, the unique operatives that they built up in Rainbow Six, and then like carry them over to another game, right? So it's like now because we're attached to these characters, so I'm super excited for that. Not a ton of detail. It's a new studio. They're working on it. They're super excited. Again, Rainbow Six Siege is still going to be in tandem with this because that's PvE or PvP and this is PvE. So
really Quarantine cool. Only PvE game? You think so?
Yeah,
that's what they said.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Hey, skimmed it.
Whoa. And then I hope next year we get in the next couple years we get a traditional Rainbow Six like single player game with all the operatives as well.
Probably, most likely.
I like the theme that they're going so far in that world that they're building in Rainbow Six that they didn't really have before. Rainbow Six was always a fun tactical game, but they didn't have these characters you were attached to before, and now it's like, fuck yeah, that's Calavera, like that's Ash, that's, you know.
If I'm gonna be honest, I've never been really attached to the Tom Clancy series of games, like any of them, honestly. Like, I've always felt like, me personally, I'm just trying to run and gun, like take down who is in front of me. I'm not trying to really plan and strategize on how I'm trying to enter this building and counting how many people are in the building and, you know, strategically place myself where I have to take down a certain amount of people. Like, I'm not trying to do all, like, it feels like, I wouldn't say overwhelming, but like, I've always felt like it's just something I didn't want to do. Like, I just want to run in there and shoot how I want to shoot, and, you know, it goes down how it goes down. It's like, it is what it is. Somebody catches a grenade, you know what I mean? But I like that. Definitely there's a fan base. You're part of that fan base that
definitely
really supports that strategic build. And, I mean, I guess it adds depth to the game.
And the one thing, too, is I'm interested to see. So they got Tom Clancy's Elite Squad. Also now it's a mobile game. It looks like RPG.
You get it?
It's cool. No, I'm not. I don't fuck with RPGs, but it's cool because it is like because it's a tactical RPG.
Yeah.
It's cool because you got the Ghost Recon guy. You got the what's his name, Sam Fisher from.
Sam Fisher, that sounds familiar.
Fuck, the guy with the green eyes. Headband.
Splinter Cell.
Splinter Cell, yes. So you got Splinter Cell, and then you got 2 Rainbow Six operatives, and then a Division operative.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's cool. They're building this world, like this Tom Clancy world, and it's cool to see someone like Calavera and Sam Fisher together fighting. And it's cool. I want this played out on the console now. I want a Tom Clancy's Elite Squad game where it is like Rainbow Six, where it's like you're Sam Fisher, you're fucking shit up. It's first-person shooter. You got people from the Division. You got people from Rainbow Six and Splinter Cell and Ghost Recon. So
that'd be crazy.
I like that idea. That was the one thing I like. I was like, oh, that's a cool idea, but I want to see it kind of carried out a little bit more.
You think they would put that on consoles?
Interesting. I don't want the RPG. I want them to do something completely different. but like
You
Elite
just
Squad.
yeah, okay.
But I like that idea of like bringing in all the different characters you have and making them into one game. I'm a big crossover fan. If you haven't noticed.
Yeah, you're all about crossovers. That Division movie though.
I saw that.
that?
So that's Netflix, right?
Netflix. Netflix is gonna be producing a Division movie with, I want to say Jake Gyllenhaal. No,
I don't know. I honestly,
I forgot the name of the two actors. They
I
named the
blacked
two
out
actors.
on this fucking thing because anytime the Division's brought up, I just fucking gloss over.
Come on.
It was a long conference.
It was.
It was a long, unnecessarily long.
The Division
like, a lot of
conference
filler.
was like probably the most interesting one to me. I
Well,
mean, you're a Rainbow Six guy, so I can see how that one kind of got you too.
Ubisoft is one of the only ones that are kind of doing this film and TV thing along with PlayStation now.
I remember we talked about that. Netflix is trying to really cross over into the gaming world, so they're gonna, maybe God of War movies soon as well.
We'll see. Because, that's PlayStation production, so they're gonna have to. Put
I know.
that.
I'm saying Netflix in general.
Oh yeah.
Like they're really trying to.
No,
make
they're not gonna
these-
touch that.
Touch what?
Sony's not gonna let them touch that.
God of War?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just speaking. I'm not
Okay.
speaking
I
into
feel it.
existence.
We're gonna get
You know
more.
what I mean?
We're gonna get more shit. Is what you're
Dang.
saying.
Why are you trying to shut me
Sorry,
down,
my
man?
bad.
But yeah, I'm hyped for that. Like, I can definitely see how they can make a movie around this and make it like really like if the CGI and everything was great and the actors are on point, which they do have some pretty good actors. I mean, at least that's what they named. It could be a great movie.
I'm excited. It's an interesting story.
Yeah.
Division's always been an interesting story to me, so it's like cool. I want to see that played out. We also got Sonny Rob McElhenney's show about game development. There's a TV show that they announced for the Apple streaming services. It's from the guy Mac from Always and Sunny in Philadelphia. He came out. He's gonna be like the lead.
Okay, yeah.
It's called EverQuest.
It's Always Sunny. I remember that.
Everbreak.
About that. I don't know.
EverQuest. I think it's EverQuest.
Is
that a
it was
real
a long
game?
conference?
Is
I don't know.
EverQuest a real game?
EverQuest?
Yeah.
Not a game I've heard of.
All right, cool. So I think it's called EverQuest, and then it has a unnecessary long name. Production quality is really low. It looked funny. It looked like the Sunny in Philadelphia kind of humor, where it was like, it was basically like the greatest game of all time.
It's
blah blah blah.
a
And then
mockumentary,
all of a
right?
sudden, all of a sudden went to like, it's like Silicon Valley, but for like game development, essentially. And it's like brought to you by the man. Why Aristotle? Why like Steve Jobs? Why not? And then his name, like the game director's name, and then it's like Rob. And then right there, and he has the shirt off and shit, and then he's showing it to the team, and they're like, "This is like an advertisement for you." Like it was a funny like,
Yeah, when they're in the room.
yeah, it was a funny bits, but like I said, production quality really low, names unnecessarily long, and
I think that's part of it, though.
we'll
That's
see.
part of it. Like something like The Office. Like Office production quality was kind of low too, but like look at that.
We'll see. I'm intrigued because I love Sunny so much that I'm probably gonna get like a free trial to watch this and just see if it grabs me. But
Come on, it might.
Another
look
lull in this conference. And then they moved on to Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Showed a little bit more of that. Cool updates on something we already know.
Yep.
I don't really have anything to say that.
I don't have anything to say about it either. And then they talked about the little Uplay subscription, how they're adding more AAA titles to their Uplay Plus service.
$15 a month.
Some more PC shit. I don't have a PC, so I kind of didn't really pay too
More
much attention.
subscription shit, and that's the issue.
The issue.
We're gonna get to the point
trend?
to where everybody, it's the issue, and the trend.
Subscription-based services are coming to you soon, 2020.
It's too many.
Pick and choose what you want
Because
they
then
coming
it's
for
like,
your wallet.
are we not getting Ubisoft stuff on Stadia? We have to. It's locked behind that $15 paywall. What's going on? Can I pay $60 for it? Do I have to pay your stupid fucking $15 fee?
Oh, that's interesting. Look, yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
Okay, so overall, how you viewing this conference then?
Low 3.
Damn,
Yeah.
a 3?
Yeah,
they
this
talk
conference
about your
wasn't
Rainbow
good.
Six. Though.
Yeah, I liked Rainbow Six, but again, there wasn't really a whole lot to bite onto. Other than that, it's like, cool, we got Watch Dogs to open it. And then what we close with? We close with Gods and Monsters, which look cool. But
They didn't have any gameplay for it.
no,
Like, if there was
again,
some
that's my
gameplay, that would've been
issue.
cool.
I think I've just gotten to that point where it's like it's hard to get me hyped. You have to show me fucking gameplay.
I have to
Like
see it.
unless it's something like, I'm just using this as an example, but like when they announced Crash Team Racing, They didn't. No, just listen. They didn't show gameplay, but I already know what the gameplay of that game is, right?
How'd you do that? How'd you just throw in Crash Team Racing into an E3
By the way, we got a new
conference?
trailer. Oh my god. It's
Oh
beautiful.
my god.
But
go ahead.
So yeah, so it is. I know what that game is, right? If they announce an Uncharted 4 or Uncharted 5, sorry, Uncharted 4 is right now. Uncharted 5, right? I know kind of what I'm getting with the gameplay, right?
Yeah.
So like that, you get a little bit more of an excuse, but like something if it's like Uncharted 5, but you fucking drive around in go-karts, like that's not the same thing. You got to see what that is. Same thing like with Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
You're
You're explaining this unique idea, but like
there was some
gameplay
gameplay in that trailer, but it wasn't really gameplay that kind of demonstrates how you jump.
how
from
you
character
switch
to
around. Yeah,
character.
like I don't understand how it's a cohesive like.
Yeah, it was just like,
experience.
okay, you're this person, they fucking beat up a cop, and then you're a granny, and they fucking beat up a cop.
I want to see the PAX builds where it's like, oh, this is clearly all the same people on the street, right? That's when it's like gets a little more interesting. I want to see that.
I want to rewatch the trailer. I'm just watching the background, like who looks the same and who doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm interested now. Me, I'm gonna give it about a 5.
Well, a 5. Okay,
A
I mean
5.
that's kind of where everything's kind of been falling, right? 5, 6. I mean, on top of that, we talked about Gods and Monsters and the Division going to New York. Another update on the Division going back to New York in the summer.
Which
announced a couple
I'll
other
be there.
things, but yeah, 3 for me. This really didn't do it for me.
It
I've
was
never been a
lot
big Ubisoft fan other than
Rainbow Six.
Rainbow Six.
I've never been that. So is that all we
What
got?
did you? Why did you say that?
I don't know.
You made it not as smooth. What did you think of the Ubisoft 2019 press conference? Let us know in the comments down below. Are you hyped for that Rainbow Six Siege? Are you excited for Tom Clancy's Elite Squad? Let me know down below in the comments. Like, subscribe, share, rate, all that good stuff.
Ring that notification bell if you see it. I know you see it. Ring it. Ring it. Ring it.
You can follow Shawn So Nasty at That Kid Flowers. You can follow me at Cheeks_Junior. You can follow the producer Tambo Vlogs at Tambo Vlogs and Chip to the Gaming at CTG Vids. Until next time, players.